Imagine you're about to embark on a thrilling journey to Africa, but what's the one thing you wish you'd known before setting foot on this vibrant continent? Perhaps it's the need to be prepared, to know the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts, and the must-sees of this vast land. Today, we're going to journey through a comprehensive list of 50 essential travel tips that will ensure your African adventure is as smooth and memorable as possible. This isn't just about ticking off a checklist. It's about immersing yourself in the diverse cultures, breathtaking landscapes, and unique experiences that Africa has to offer. From visa requirements to health precautions, cultural etiquette to safety tips, and those must-see attractions that will leave you in awe, we've got it all covered. So buckle up and get ready for a whirlwind tour of Africa's essentials. Stay tuned for an enlightening expedition through 50 essential travel tips for Africa. Firstly, you might wonder about visa requirements. Now, visa requirements can vary widely across the diverse and dynamic continent of Africa. It's crucial to remember that each country has its own rules and regulations, so it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. Most African countries require a visa for entry, but the specifics depend on your nationality and the purpose of your visit. Some countries grant visas upon arrival, some require an application in advance, and yet others have adopted the e-visa system, allowing you to apply online. It's also worth noting that several African nations have reciprocal agreements, allowing citizens from certain countries to visit without a visa. Let's break it down a bit. For tourism purposes, many African countries offer visas on arrival for several nationalities. This means you can get your visa stamped directly at the airport or border. Countries like Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda, to name a few, offer this convenience. Remember though, you'll likely need to pay a fee, often in US dollars, so have some cash handy. On the other hand, countries like Algeria, Nigeria, and South Africa generally require you to apply for a visa in advance through their respective embassies or consulates. This process can take a few weeks, so plan accordingly. Then there are countries like Ethiopia and Zambia that offer e-visas. You can apply online, pay the fee, and receive your visa electronically. It's a straightforward and hassle-free process, but do make sure to print out a copy of your e-visa to present upon arrival. Regardless of your destination, you'll need a passport valid for at least 6 months beyond your planned departure date. And don't forget to check if your home country has any specific travel advisories for your destination. In conclusion, doing your homework on visa requirements is an essential step in your travel preparation. Websites like the US Department of State's travel site or your country's equivalent can provide up-to-date and accurate information. Remember, a well-prepared traveler is a happy traveler. When it comes to health, better safe than sorry, right? Let's talk about the crucial health precautions to keep in mind while planning your African adventure. First on the list are vaccinations. Depending on your destination, certain immunizations may be required or recommended. Common ones include hepatitis A and B, typhoid, yellow fever, meningitis, and rabies. It's also wise to ensure routine vaccinations like measles, mumps, and rubella are up to date. Consulting with your healthcare provider or a travel clinic well in advance of your trip is always the best course of action. Next, let's talk about travel insurance. It's one of those things we hope we'll never need, but when we do, we're glad we have it. Travel insurance can cover a range of issues from trip cancellation to medical emergencies, so it's a wise investment to safeguard against the unexpected. Moving on to handling the heat and sun exposure. Africa is known for its warm climate, and while basking in the sun can feel great, it's essential to protect your skin. A broad-spectrum sunscreen, a wide-brimmed hat, and UV protective sunglasses are your best friends in the African sun. And remember, the midday sun can be particularly intense, so seeking shade during these hours can be a good idea. Lastly, let's discuss hydration. With the heat and the excitement of exploring, it's easy to forget to drink enough water, but staying hydrated is crucial. Carry a reusable water bottle with you and fill up whenever you get the chance. And don't forget that fruits and vegetables are also good sources of hydration. Remember, your health is your wealth, especially when traveling. These precautions will help ensure you stay healthy and can fully enjoy the remarkable experiences that Africa has to offer. So don't leave your health to chance. With the right preparations, you can have an unforgettable adventure without compromising your well-being. Respecting cultural norms goes a long way in making friends on your journey. And what a journey it promises to be across the vast expanse of Africa, a tapestry of diverse cultures and traditions. But here's a tip. It's not just about the sights and sounds, but also about the people and their customs. It's easy to stick out like a sore thumb when you're a foreigner, but understanding local customs can help you blend in and enjoy a more authentic experience. The key is to observe and respect. For instance, in many African cultures, elders are highly respected, and it's customary to greet them first. Simple gestures like these can help you build rapport with the locals. Next, let's talk dress codes. Africa is not one size fits all. What's considered appropriate in one country might not be in another. In some places, modest attire is the norm, especially for women. In others, traditional clothing is worn for special occasions. It's always a good idea to research local dress codes before you pack your suitcase. Now, we can't talk about cultural etiquette without mentioning language. English is widely spoken in many parts of Africa, but learning a few basic phrases in the local language can go a long way. It's not just about communication, but also about showing respect for their culture. A simple hello, please, or thank you in the local dialect can earn you a lot of smiles. And remember, every culture has its own unique set of unspoken rules. In some African cultures, for example, it's considered rude to eat with your left hand or to point at someone with your index finger. These are little things, but they matter. So do your homework, be observant, and when in doubt, follow the locals' lead. Remember, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. And when in Africa, soak in the richness of its diverse cultures and traditions, all while respecting and appreciating the local etiquette. It's not just about seeing a new place, it's about experiencing it. And that, dear traveler, is the true essence of journeying. Safety first, isn't it? Now let's dive into some essential safety tips. When it comes to avoiding scams, it's all about doing your homework. Research common scams in the areas you're visiting. These can range from taxi overcharges to fake tour guides. A general rule of thumb? If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Don't let the promise of a once-in-a-lifetime deal cloud your judgment. Keeping your belongings secure is another crucial aspect of travel safety. Always keep an eye on your luggage and avoid flashing expensive items or large amounts of cash. Consider using a money belt or neck wallet to keep your passport and money close to your body and out of sight. Also, remember to use hotel safes for valuables whenever available. Moreover, do not leave your drinks unattended in public places. This is a universal safety tip, but it's worth repeating. It's always better to be safe than sorry. Now let's talk about wildlife. Africa is famous for its rich biodiversity, but remember, this isn't a petting zoo. Always maintain a respectful distance from all animals, no matter how harmless they may seem, and never attempt to feed wildlife. This isn't just for your safety, but for the well-being of the animals as well. In some regions, you might encounter street vendors selling exotic animals or animal parts. Please refrain from supporting this trade. It's not only illegal in many cases, but it also contributes to the endangerment of species. And finally, let's touch on the importance of travel insurance. Accidents happen, and medical emergencies can occur anywhere, anytime. Having a robust travel insurance policy can be a lifesaver in such cases. It can cover everything from medical expenses to trip cancellations. So don't skip on this one. Remember, the key to a safe journey lies in awareness, preparedness, and respect for the local environment and culture. Staying alert can make your journey smooth and enjoyable. Now, let's talk about the fun part, the must-see attractions. Africa, the world's second-largest continent, is a treasure trove of natural wonders, historical sites, and vibrant cultures that will take your breath away. Let's start with the pyramids of Egypt, a timeless testament to a civilization that thrived thousands of years ago. These magnificent structures, especially the Great Pyramid of Giza, are a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance. Next, we journey to Morocco, where the bustling souks of Marrakesh await. Lose yourself in a labyrinth of colourful stalls selling everything from spices to hand-woven rugs. And don't forget to sample the local cuisine. Then, there's South Africa's Table Mountain, a flat-topped peak that provides panoramic views of Cape Town and the Atlantic Ocean. Ascend by cable car, or, if you're up for it, by a scenic hike. For wildlife enthusiasts, a safari in Kenya's Maasai Mara Reserve is a must. Witness the annual Great Migration, where millions of wildebeests, zebras and gazelles traverse the plains in search of fresh grazing pastures. Tanzania's Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest peak in Africa, beckons the adventurous. The journey to its summit is challenging, but rewards with breathtaking views of glaciers and the African plains. In Namibia, the stark beauty of the Namib Desert's dunes, some of the tallest in the world, creates a surreal landscape, while the Okavango Delta in Botswana offers a unique wetland safari experience. Finally, let's not forget Ethiopia's rock-hewn churches of Lalibela, a remarkable feat of architecture that dates back to the 12th century. These 11 monolithic churches, carved out of a single rock, are a sight to behold. These attractions are just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more to explore, from the vibrant markets of Dakar in Senegal to the pristine beaches of Seychelles. Africa promises an adventure that will leave you with memories to last a lifetime. Scene script. Here are some additional tips to enhance your African adventure. Let's kick things off with a taste bud tingling topic: local cuisine. Africa is a cornucopia of flavors, with each region offering its unique culinary delights. Always make sure to try the local fare, whether it's the spicy Jollof rice in West Africa or the tangy injera in East Africa. But remember, while street food is often a delicious and authentic way to experience local culture, be cautious. Ensure the food is freshly prepared and served hot to avoid any potential health issues. Now let's talk shopping. Africa is a treasure trove of vibrant markets and handcrafted goods. From intricate beadwork in South Africa to the richly dyed fabrics of Ghana, there's an abundance of unique items to discover. Don't forget to haggle. It's all part of the experience. But also be mindful of what you buy. Avoid products made from endangered species or cultural artifacts that should remain in their home country. Next up, transportation. Africa's modes of transport are as diverse as the continent itself. From the iconic matatus in Kenya to the bustling trotros in Ghana, getting around is an experience in itself. But safety first. Always choose licensed and reputable transportation services. And remember, patience is key, as African time can sometimes stretch a little longer than you're used to. Lastly, let's touch on accommodation. Whether you're luxury lodging or backpacking, your choice of stay can greatly impact your journey. Always research and book ahead, especially during peak seasons. Consider local guest houses or eco-lodges for a more authentic experience. And remember to respect the local environment and community wherever your African adventure takes you. With these tips, you're well on your way to making the most of your African adventure. So, are you ready for your African adventure? That's the question we've been addressing throughout this video. And by now, you should feel more prepared than ever. We've journeyed through the labyrinth of visa requirements, ensuring you know the ins and outs of the paperwork needed to set foot on this incredible continent. Not a thrilling subject, but certainly an essential one. Next, we delved into health precautions, a topic that can't be taken lightly. We've enlightened you about necessary vaccinations, health insurance, and the importance of staying hydrated and protected against the sun. Our exploration then led us to the rich tapestry of cultural etiquette. We've highlighted the significance of respecting local traditions, understanding the diverse customs, and communicating effectively with the locals. Remember, a smile is a universal language. We then ventured into safety tips, a vital part of any travel guide. We talked about how to be street smart, the importance of staying alert, and the necessity of having reliable contact information at your fingertips. Our journey wouldn't be complete without pointing out the must-see attractions. From the majestic Victoria Falls to the wildlife-rich Serengeti, Africa is brimming with breathtaking sights that will leave you in awe. And finally, we sprinkled in some miscellaneous tips, those little nuggets of wisdom that can make your trip smoother and more enjoyable. These include packing essentials, local cuisine to try, and the best times to travel. Now that we've given you a comprehensive guide to traveling in Africa, it's your turn. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your own travel tips in the comments section. Have you been to Africa? What's the one thing you wish you'd known before your trip? We're looking forward to hearing your stories and insights. Your African adventure awaits. With the right preparation, it's going to be an unforgettable journey. So, set your compass towards Africa. It's time to embark on your own adventure and create memories that will last a lifetime.